Hello everybody, welcome to Flannery Genealogy Videos. My name is Brian Flannery. Today we're going to kind of give a life history of Allie Singleton Flanery. We've already done this once on this channel, but I want to try to redo this and make it a better analogy and a better story and kind of show you some different things. What you see on your screen right now is my family group sheet or my page from my family tree maker version 16 that I still use, and it kind of gives you the history that we have here on Allie Singleton. Allie Singleton's the son of John Hampton and Sydney Alice Cox Flannery. He was born April 18th, 1894 in Winkler, Kentucky. Now Winkler, Kentucky is near, if you're familiar with the Elliott County region, we have found it to be kindly between 504 and Sankin Creek in Elliott County. They lived on a farm. John Hampton and his brother William Houston owned a farm together near what is known as the New Salem Schoolhouse on 504, and the people that would live around there would know what I'm talking about. I think it was 100 acres, and they owned it together. John Hampton and William Houston owned that. So that's where they lived, on that farm together. And you can see the children here on the, we're not going to discuss the children today, but we'll point out that Leotis was the oldest son, born 1914. So we'll kind of go through a little bit about that. So he was an average child. He grew up hard on a farm. He was he was kind of the middle-aged. In a group of kids. Let's look here and we'll see here if it'll go. In a group of kids, he is. You can look and see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Milford died, and Luther was the oldest boy, and then Allie was right under that. So he's kind of middle. Is a middle child, if you will. Let me go back to Allie. I'll show you a picture of Allie here. Let me turn this off. I'm learning here as I go. This is a picture of the children, and I'm presuming about the time they moved here to Greenup County. I might be wrong, but I'm assuming that this picture was taken around that time. We think that if you can see it on your screen, we'll know after we get done recording. But we have Olive on the left, then James Willard, and then sitting down is Luther Edward, and then Allie is standing up. He's the tallest one with his hand on the shoulder of the other little boy, which is Roscoe Flannery. Now, I believe this was taken either right before or right after they came to Greenup County, and it shows a pretty good picture. And they moved to Greenup County in 1909. They left Elliott County and came here to Hog Branch, and the deed says January 1, 1909, but somewhere in 1909 they came here. A whole lot of people came from Elliott County to here at that time. This land here in Laurel and Hog Branch was part of company land that had been sold off from Joshua Kelly Estate. So let me get you to another picture, and I'll give you a little bit more of a close-up. There we go. Now, I zoomed that in and cropped that in. That's a picture of Allie as a younger young boy. And when you look back on his life and you think, well, how in the world would a boy like that, good-looking boy, ever get messed up to end up killing somebody? And that's the way it is in life. We just don't know. But I just wanted to show you that picture of him. Now let's go here to the next one. Now this picture, we believe we know the one on the right is Allie Singleton Flanery, and he married Emma Justice in August 30th, 1913 here in Greenup County. And we believe this woman here on the left holding the chicken, if you can see that, is Emma Justice. Now, we're not 100% sure on that, but we do think that. The lady with the striped dress on, we do not know who she is for sure. And even the two boys were not 100% on, but we believe that the boy with the cigarette in his mouth is Willis Flannery, and then the boy with the bibs, younger man, is Leotis Flannery. Then we know that Allie Flannery is the man with the hat on. We do know that much. This picture was a very small picture, and I've cropped it and bloated it up over time, and it's amazing what a 1-inch by 3-inch picture can be zoomed in to see. Amazing of the detail that can be seen there. But so he's got married in 1913, and he buys the farm. Allie has bought our farm where we live at today. He bought that in 1919 off of his aunt and uncle, J.W. and Sarah Harper. And I do believe he paid $3,500 for it, which was, in a way, a lot of money at that time. He paid that over a few years, according to some different records we found. There's a will of J.W. Harper that's registered at the Greenup County Courthouse. It has Commercial Bank of Grace and promissory notes for Allie Singleton Flanery, and so we know that he paid payments on that. Now, he bought that farm in 1919. Of course, it was being farmed, so he continued farming it. So we don't know a whole lot between 1919 and then the next major move in his life was in 1929, which is when Emma Justice passes away. And I'll kind of go back here, maybe if I can. Let me see if I can figure this out here real quick. Here we go. If you look here on the bottom of your screen, Glenna Lucille was born December 23rd, 1928. And she was born to Emma Justice. And what happened is Emma had the flu, influenza, and had this child. And of course, Emma died January 5th, 1929. January 5th, 1929. And then Glenna Lucille doesn't live very long much after that, August 5th. She just didn't do well, is what I've been told. So let me go back to here and turn that off. All right. So that's the next major event in the life, and this is kind of when that 10-year period of from 1919 to 1929. They was having kids, they was raising their family, starting out in life, and the flu comes along, and it's been 10 to 11 years since the Spanish flu epidemic came through. It came through in 1918. So she gets influenza, and she's in a group of a few people that in the community that passes away from the flu at that time, according to some newspaper articles I have. She passes away, and then from right after that is when Bob Nichols comes and rents the farm. So, I imagine, this is just me thinking, I imagine that, it had to have been hard, him raising little kids by himself, even with some older children there. It would have had to have been hard. So, when Bob Nichols comes to rent the farm, I would think he would have been very open to that. He would have been just trying to raise his kids, and he wasn't able to do a lot of farming at the time. So, he done what he had to do. And this picture here is taken of Allie. I'm assuming around that time of the 1930 era. So Bob Nichols comes, rents the farm, and basically for almost 2 years he rents the farm. And this picture here is an older picture. I don't know how old he was here. I don't know if this was before or after he he had shot Bob Nichols, but it's somewhere in that neighborhood. So I wanted to give you a kind of some ideas of what he looked like. The people in Elliott County always called him Big Allie, and he was a big man. They said he was very stout. But in November 18th, 1932, Bob Nichols was shot by Allie, and he takes and has to go through trial. We don't know a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of records. We do know. I know from experience and history, personal history, told to me that he was in jail, I guess, but he didn't stay there long. He got out on bond, and it was self-defense, and he was not tried, and convicted of that murder. It was in self-defense. So we again from 32 till the next thing that happens major is in 1943 he takes and he has a house built, which is the one I grew up in. He also marries a lady named Leila Kegley, and they, I presume, live here for a while. I don't know all the details. Again, it's all kind of sketchy. If you can look on this picture of the house, it's sitting on rocks, and it still is today. And most of it's in pretty decent shape. It's not livable, but I mean, as far as the floors go up and down, but it's amazing how the carpentry work was done then. But he remarries Leila Kegley in 1943 here in Greenup County, and they take and live here, and he has this house built. Urban Stark, Urban Stark, Stark, is the person that built the home, and it's just a box home with a hip roof on it, and has it built. So from then, let me go to the next picture here, and I'll show you. Now here's a picture of him and his second wife, Leila Kegley. Now this photo was taken in Dayton, Ohio. He took and left here with her for whatever reason, I don't know. And it was told by Faye McKnight and Hazel Marie Libby that he worked for the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base as a security guard in Dayton, Ohio for a while. I don't think he was up there a long time, maybe a year. I think he rented this house. It was, according to what I've been told, it was on Burns Avenue in Dayton, Ohio. He lived near the where Allie's sister-in-law, Allie Flanery, Luther's widow, lived, and some of the family there. So he lived there pretty close. But I wanted to share that picture with you, kind of give you an idea of what he looked like. And this is the only picture we have of Leila Kegley. So he lives there in Dayton for a while, and then again there's some more sketchy information comes back that he came back. I've not found a divorce for him and Leila Kegley, but they were separated. I think she stayed in Dayton and he came back here to Kentucky. The story goes is that he come back. My grandpa, Ward Flannery, bought the farm from him, and I guess was making payments, and come back to Allie come back to Ward's house here on Hog Branch and told him, said I need all my money for this farm. Said that woman's broke me, and I need all my money. And I guess my papa had just sold all of his tobacco crop and had a pretty good chunk of change and had to give it all to him, and said all he had left was $20 after all that tobacco chip. But he had bought the farm and he had $20 left, and he took my mama to Grayson and got her a pair of shoes, and that's what they had to live on until until the next tobacco crop was put out. So times were hard and lean, but for whatever reason, whatever happened, I've been told that Allie was pretty mean. Leila's daughter, I think her name was Glenna. I talked to her one time, and she said that Allie got mad at her one day and had a pistol and shot what he thought was her, but it wasn't her. It was one of the mannequins with that women hung dresses over. He had shot that mannequin through the heart and thought it was her. So they must have not had a very good relationship after a while. Also, I've been told that Allie and Leila did have a child together, a little boy, and that little boy is buried in the Roe Bog Cemetery in Elliott County, near the county garage. That he doesn't have a stone, but he's buried there, and I'll go into that a little bit more in another video. But they did have a child. I don't think it lived very long, the little boy. And so anyway, let me get back to what I'm saying. So Allie comes back here to Hog Branch, and he starts getting sick. He had a stroke sometime before his death, and he would kind of go around to his children's home and live with them for a while. My mama, Felty Flannery, she helped take care of him till his death here on Hog Branch, and they said he was mean and bossy, and that's just kind of the way he was, I guess. But life makes people hard, and things he went through. I'm not condoning him shooting Bob Nichols. I've told you before. I just want to share the story. But he takes and let me go up here and I'll show you one more thing here. This is his funeral book. The one of the pages from his funeral book, or a couple. Life makes people hard sometimes, and things that has to happen or did happen. He that little boy that he was growing up, working hard, and life decisions and life circumstances made it rough. I was told by Ruth Jones that it was told that he would go around talking to himself, mumbling to himself, and he was worried about his soul. He got kicked out of the Primitive Baptist Church. Because he had shot Bob Nichols. And maybe that's not the only reason, but that's what I was told he was kicked out for. And if you can see here on this page, his Andy Kaiser Primitive Baptist preacher preached his funeral, and it was held here at the house there on Hog Branch. The funeral was, and buried in the Flannery Cemetery, which is on down Hog Branch towards the mouth. And they said, I think the next page says the scripture that was used was Job 14, which is, a man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. And that seemed to be a fitting scripture there for him. He takes and has a hard life. And it was told on his deathbed that he told them, if it ever come down between you and somebody in a shooting match, to just let them kill you. He said it wasn't worth the pain and anguish to deal with that burden of taking someone's life. So just wanted to share some of that with you today, and hope you all enjoy this video. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel, and we hope you enjoy. We'll be bringing you some more of these videos as time allows. Thank you all, and God bless.